When you want to start recording?
I'm now recording. It is
Now you are recording. That's correct.
5 minutes before. I don't see Bill Jones. Oh, I haven't admitted him.
What galaxy are you on? Are you in?
Say that again, please.
What galaxy are you in?
I'm not going to share that with you since I'm a time traveler. I don't have that. Mary's Mary is with us.
And Bill.
There we go.
And
very good, Phil.
I'm doing good. Huh? Thank you.
Yeah,
I need that encouragement. And admit Scarborough. We haven't. Now, how do I change this galaxy?
So see on gallery? The upper, see next to the participants, it says view.
Yeah.
So go up to the view and click on that and change it to gallery.
Well, now, I'm in gallery. I'm seeing everybody lined.
Yes.
That's usually it's gallery that people like to be in. So the screen doesn't keep on changing with people's faces.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now listen, let me ask a question. I was told that in gallery view, when it's recorded, it will save the names on it'll have people's names. Otherwise it won't have your names.
In either gallery or speaker view, it's going to record people's names.
Well, I'm in gallery, I believe.
Yeah, you're doing fine.
I don't know. I watched the other video and it was done in speaker view and the names were not listed, or they weren't.
That's because of the type of subscription that Phil had.
The account. Okay.
So I'm on a professional account and we're recording to the cloud. And if you record to the cloud on a professional account, it will include people's names.
I'm going to
researched it.
Stop. Thank you. So I don't know. We do it. Bill, is that a harpsichord in the back of you or something?
Two of them.
I've never seen an actual. Well, maybe I have. I don't know. Harpsichord. Cool.
Yeah, my uncle has one.
I mean, you play?
I play, but I'm an amateur. My wife is the professional. I used to build them, and then my first wife and children decided they wanted to eat every day, and I had to give that up.
That is so sad. Well, thank you for sharing that. Build them, man. That's how do you? Never mind. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to admit Jen B. Anybody know Jen B?
Maybe.
I know Jen B. Hi, Jen.
Hi,
there
Jen.
She is.
She was with us the other night.
Yeah. Can you see us, Jen?
I see Jen now. Yeah. She's not
Hello.
speaking. Hello, Jen. Scarborough, are you with us?
He's got whoever that is has got their mute, and they might not have a video.
It probably just
shows away. Like that if they don't have video.
Now they can hear us though.
Scarborough can absolutely.
Hear us now. Yes. I'd like to keep my video off since we're recording, if that's okay.
Say that again, please. I did not hear that.
I'd like to keep my video off since we're recording, if that's okay.
Keep your video off. Oh, sure.
Oh, a green box goes around you when you're talking. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is gallery view. No, this is speaker view.
No, this is gallery view.
Gallery view. Okay. If I want to change it to speaker view, I'll click on speaker view. Damn, correct. I'm smart.
Or you've been well taught.
And you're from outer space. Obviously.
No, I'm a time traveler. I'm not from outer space. I'm actually from an alternate universe. Now, I want to welcome everybody. This is astounding. I'm continually impressed by. Okay, we got some more people. Here's Mark Nelson, who's going to tell us about punch and hit or something like that, or punch and slap, punch and slap. Hello, Mark. We have Dave. We have Dave. Everybody should know Dave, the wonderful admin who takes care of a lot of things in the background there. Dave?
Which Dave? There's a couple of
I
Daves.
have the power. Dave Lawrence.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
My fellow Canadian.
Kevin, of course. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
hey, hey, hey,
I've
wait a
met
minute,
him in
Trish.
person. I've met Dave in person. Oh yeah, yeah, Linda, sorry.
Oh,
Cool. Okay, I have not met Dave in person. I've only met him in spiritually, you know, and when my ether leaves me and goes and visits. Oh,
Was
we have someone here coming in called Phyllis Vincelli.
Phyllis V
Once again,
on the forum.
okay, I have not filtered my thing. There may be weird people getting the invitation.
So far, it looks
Not
like
you.
How do we tell them apart?
I'm not talking about you guys. And here, welcome, Phyllis.
Hi,
Now-
hi, Phil.
And we have Claudia, otherwise known as S. Mike.
Smart.
This is delightful.
I know her. She's one of the earliest people I met on LibriVox.
Oh, that's okay. Cool.
Welcome, Claudia. Is that Claudia? No. And welcome, Kevin, too. I never really welcomed you.
Phil, it's Kevin.
Well, hello, Kevin. Hello, Kevin.
Before everyone else arrives, I'd like to ask a few questions. I'm having some trouble with my piles, and I thought that
Oh, there are medications for that.
What?
Occupational hazards.
Oh, piles.
You know, we talked about we talked.
Occupational hazards.
Wait a minute. Who's talking?
Well, I'm trying to
Hello.
talk. I'm trying to talk. We talked about difficulty with I don't know, some nerves in our hands and that kind of thing last time.
Yes.
Hey, Michelle.
And you know,
Claudia, hello.
Yeah, hello.
I thought I would traverse the body and talk about other physical ills.
Well,
that
we're not going to
LibriVox
talk
can-
about that right now, Kevin. I appreciate
all
your
right.
interest
All
in
right.
the lower end, but we're going to.
Stay cerebral.
Put it on the agenda for next time.
Deborah, we never mind, Kevin. Thank you very much for being. Oh wow, never mind. But
Well-
it's interesting. I don't have that problem. Thank you. Which is an interesting. Why do we call it that? That's in what word origin would call it? Anyway, I'll have to.
Word
look that up.
origins. No, not today.
Well, really, why would we call them pie?
Enough.
Okay, enough.
I apologize in advance. Well,
You-
after the fact. I apologize after the fact.
All right. Look at all these people. Well, I want to welcome everybody. It is now 7:00, and all of us apparently here are involved in LibriVox or LibriVox, and we all enjoy ourselves. Hey, Claudia, look at that girl
Hey,
smiling.
Phil. Yeah.
Is this your first meeting with us and on?
Well,
it is.
we've talked on Skype years ago, Phil. I remember that.
Oh, really? I was trying Skype. Or
Oh,
something?
yes.
Are you? Oh, God. Anyway, well, thank you. I'm glad to talk to you again. I'm glad to have y'all here.
Yeah.
Um,
But I haven't talked to Michelle before, so that's nice.
You
And
haven't talked to me before, but we've done
yes,
projects together.
we've done work
And
together.
I follow
Yes,
you on your Facebook, and you follow
Yes.
me on mine.
yes,
So,
yes. We
I
do.
keep up with you.
Yeah, it's nice to see you in person, so to speak.
David, oh, look at all. If anybody wants to say hello to anybody else, just go right ahead because sometimes this is new. Phyllis, I don't.
Oh, there's so many people.
Good to see your face, Phyllis.
Thanks, Phil. Yeah, I'm fairly new. I've only been on volunteering on LibriVox for a couple of years, and just the past year, I've finally gotten some the bravery to do some solo works.
Yay. Good
so,
for you.
yeah,
great.
fairly new, but I'm really enjoying it.
Excellent. That's it. That's the key. Keep it fun, and when it gets too frustrating, just I don't know, quit. I mean, quit that. Don't quit
Never
LibriVox.
quit. Never quit.
No, I
Right.
do. I have a thing that if it gets to be too obnoxious, there are projects I've started and said, yeah, I don't want to do this.
I have one like that right now.
And I have very little compunction. I mean, I'm getting older, and there's about 8,000 more books I want to do. So
Yep.
I know. God,
That's
they
just-
keep
that's just
piling
me.
up, don't they?
I walk away from stuff. Some people can't. Anyway,
is it rude?
Wait a minute, Deborah, raise your cup.
I don't have a cup right now. I have knitting instead.
Oh, okay.
So I
Way to
already drank my
go.
coffee for today. I was going to ask you, Linda, what are you working on?
I'm just starting a sweater. I'm on the first row
Oh, look at that.
because
doing
last night in the emergency, I finished a sweater.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
I'm doing a Christmas tree skirt.
Oh, wow.
I started
That's
it
beautiful.
last year and I expected to have it for last Christmas and I was wrong.
Oh, no.
Mm.
Well, I just finished a sweater for my mom that's taken me a year and a half because
for
a
you.
moth got at it.
Oh,
And
no.
so I had to redo the bottom half of the sweater.
I'm sorry. That's sad. I
Yeah, well, these
suppose.
things happen.
Well, these things happen. But getting back to LibriVox, I'd like to talk. I'd like, yeah. I know editing. I'd like to talk
ain't gonna happen.
Talk about editing. Now,
Hey.
get somebody.
I
asked-
control you, Phil.
Everybody's bigger than me. Let
Who
me see.
controls
I'm gonna
me,
get
yeah.
closer.
I control you, Phil. Linda.
Where's Linda? Linda's still with us. You control me.
I was just saying.
I can't tell who's talking.
Well, if you're in the speaker view, the person pops up on your screen. If you're in the gallery view, there's a yellow box around the person.
Oh, Linda's talking to me. Yeah, she controls
Yes.
me. This is her, what did you call it? Subscription to Zoom?
Hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you. Thank you.
And she pays real money for this. So, you know, I mean, we got to give her that. But I'd like to move on to editing.
Okay.
Not that there's not 1,000 things to talk about, but everybody here at some point or other edits, and it's a complicated process to learn. But it looks to me like everybody here knows how to do that stuff.
Editing.
Editing. Yeah. Anyway, so basically we're going to share. I think Mark. Where's Mark? There you go. I see him over here lurking
Right here.
over. You were looking on my right-hand side. Right above you is Michelle. Below you is Phyllis. One mode of editing that I know is the old-fashioned one where I record the whole track, and then I come back a week later or a day later, whenever, and will spiffy it up. I'll go through and clean it and take out the problems. I'm going to call that the traditional method. Let's call that the traditional or old. And there's at least one other method they call the punch and slap, which basically punch and roll. The punch and roll. And I would like to talk about that. I know in overview of what it is, but I'm going to turn it over to Mark. Mark, go at it, babe.
Okay. So am I able to share my screen?
Yep.
I don't see it.
All right.
Oh, wait a minute. Did I?
Yep. Here we go.
I didn't.
It's a sec, Phil.
Here it is.
Ah, there it is.
Okay. So I'm going to demonstrate this in the software I use to record and do punch and roll recording, and others can do it. What you have to have is recording software that has record pre-roll. So when you hit the record button, it doesn't immediately start recording. Your hit playhead backs up several seconds, rolls forward, and then cuts over to record at the punch point. And they call it that because back in the old tape days, an engineer had to actually have his finger over the button as the reel-to-reel rolled forward. And when it came time to make the edit, he would punch the record button. So it's called punching in or punch recording. But now it's much slicker since it's all done automatically. So this is Reaper. This isn't free, but it's only about $60 for an individual license. Again, other software can do it. Audacity, I believe, now has the capacity to do punch and roll recording.
Right.
Yes. But this is the one I use. So I'm just going to show you what the concept is, and whatever software you use, it doesn't make any difference. It's basically the same. So I'm going to hit record. And we'll wait a second. Then you'll see my playhead come into the screen. There it is. So now I can start recording. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public. Oh, I made a mistake. Okay, so I'm going to stop. I'm just going to reset my playhead right there. And then hit record again. And I can pick up right there. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, contact LibriVox.org. And that's it. So I've made mistakes, but all the edits are already done. Mm-hmm. So when I finish and I'm done for that session, I click done. I'm in fact done. And it's really, as you can see, it's really quick. This is all done with keystrokes. It's actually just as fast as if you're going to, do the figure clip or have a clicker or just pause for a blank spot that you go back and edit later. It just takes a couple of keystrokes to do this, and then it's done. So there's several advantages, I think, to it. First of all, it saves an awful lot of time, because now I don't have to go back all the way to the beginning when it's all done, go through all the recording and all the mistakes and edit them all out because they're already gone. Second thing is I find the quality of my recording got better because it's smooth. I can hear, I don't know if you could hear the pre-roll because it was pretty weak.
We could. Yeah, we could.
You could, okay. So I can very accurately time when I pick up my dialogue from where I left off. So the gaps are correct. I don't have to go back and fix pauses. And also it just seems like it's smoother. It just, there's a continuity that you get going, from one clip to the next. So that when it's done, it doesn't sound edited is what I'm trying to say.
I've got a question. Can you give another example? Like just erase that and do something a little longer?
Could you do it again?
Want me to do it again? Okay.
Yeah, by the way, what we're talking about, we had several new people. We're talking about a type of editing called not punch and giggle, but punch and roll. Now, I prefer punch and giggle, but and Mark Nelson is going to demonstrate that.
Question, Mark.
Yes.
Do you read the text off the screen? And if so, is it just practice to, jump from your text to, I need to click on this, right here on my, track to start it there?
No, I don't. I read off an iPad and then I record on the laptop. So I'm on two different devices. Mm-hmm. And I set my iPad, regardless of what format the text is in, so that it scrolls. Mm-hmm. So I turn pages on the iPad. All I have to do is roll it up. And if I stop and have to do a punch edit, I always roll that line of text up to the top of the screen so it's easy to find, so I don't get lost on the screen.
I always do it.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll try it again.
Is that your editor?
This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org.
Now
So then all I have to do is...
You didn't make any mistakes.
You didn't make any mistakes.
Yes, but you know what? I had to blow my nose. A lot of my punch edits aren't actually reading errors. They're biological. I swallow, I need a glass of water, I need to blow my nose, I need to clear my throat. So I frequently stop anyway and then pick up where I left off. Please visit LibriVox.org.
Okay, let's...
That's basically it. It takes a little practice to get used to it, but you'll be surprised how fast and smooth this goes once you get used to it.
Yep.
I have a question. Does one have to watch the sound wave while one is recording?
I don't know. I'm looking at my text.
So how do you know where the beginning of your mistake is?
Yeah.
Oh, you'll be able to tell. See. To volunteer, And you'll see it'll overwrite what I did. Chapter 24 of The Amethyst Cross by Fergus. Okay, I can see right there. If I look over, I know I made the mistake right there. And sometimes I have to give a quick listen. Yep, that's the plot. Okay,
Right.
I've got my punch point.
Okay, pardon me.
By Fergus Hume.
Linda, I need to ask Linda, how do I get back to the, I think there's some people in the waiting room and I don't know how to get to it. There's no.
You need to go to view.
Participants at the bottom, I believe.
It's at the bottom, yeah. Does it not say where it says participants, chat, share session,
says-
waiting room?
It says breakout room.
No, not
Or-
breakout room.
Phil, up
Okay.
at the top in the view, does it say swap video and shared screen for you?
Yes, it does. You are viewing
Yeah.
Mark
Try that.
Nelson's screen. Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
you
Swap
are viewing.
screen.
No, it didn't say, it says view options.
I
Exit.
believe
Don't exit
stop.
full screen.
Stop it. Oh,
There we go.
okay.
Ah,
Now I
okay.
can see it. Okay.
Now everybody can see it.
Yes.
You can see who
Phil.
came in.
I don't think, is there anybody waiting?
I see a baby.
It's TJ. I don't
Baby.
see.
Hey, baby.
Hi.
Did I get everybody
Benjamin.
in? Carmen, TJ,
Hi, Benjamin.
Larry. All right. Christine. Hello, Christine.
Hello. Good. How are you?
I'm trying to figure out, be sure that don't have anybody waiting in the waiting room. Okay, so how do I get back to Mark?
Well, that's
you
about
asked-
all I.
You asked
Excuse
Mark
me,
to share
Phil?
again.
Phil, I just wanted to let you know from the link that you had on your Facebook page, folks were trying to get in and couldn't. And I went back to another of your posts and found this one. So I added it to your Facebook. Hopefully they can get into, I don't know. But I don't know if there were two different addresses, but
Yes,
I tried
Carmen.
to hear the one I was able to use.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I also had to click two different links. I tried the first link and it didn't
Yeah,
work.
me too.
And I apologize for that. What happened was I set up the meeting. At least you're laughing about it. And after that, Linda and I got to figuring out, and then we switched to another one to hers. And I didn't get back to the I went to one Facebook, but not the other one. Once again, technology has tangled my feet. But I'm very happy you're persistent. Now, I'd like, we were talking about here is editing. And one method of editing is called the punch and roll. And Mark just showed us how to do it. Mark, could I ask you to go back again, please, and tell me, let me see if I'm understanding this and then ask you to do it again. You are reading off an iPad and you have your hand on the keyboard.
No,
Okay. No, you don't have your hand on the keyboard?
I'm not touching anything. All I have to do is, if I make a mistake, I just reach over the keyboard, hit the space bar to stop recording.
Okay.
So
And then I just look at my waveform, and I can see where the error is. And sometimes I have to do a quick check. Oh, that's the spot, and I can make my edit.
And okay, at that point,
I set up this also. Whoops, I got an extra clip in there. Where if I hit the command and period keys, it dumps that take and takes me back. So when you've got a tongue twister that takes you 5 tries to do it, all I have to do is hit, if I screw up, all I have to do is hit command period. It stops the take, takes me back to where I was, and I get to try it again. So
Well, that's cool.
Let me.
But that's advanced use.
You hit the space bar to pause. You make a bobble, and you hit the space bar. It stops your cursor or your recording head right where it is. At that point, you estimate where your mistake was.
Right.
And then you go click and you put.
You move the playhead back, right?
Okay, playhead back, and at that point, would you hit the space bar again?
Well, it's to record. It's command space on my keyboard.
Okay, and then it would pick up where?
It's going to roll. You'll see the playhead. So if I want to edit right there, we see my playhead. If I hit record, it'll back up 3 seconds and then roll forward. But that's the spot where it'll start recording.
And it deletes the other.
It overwrites everything beyond that.
Okay, thank you.
What about when you want to go back and edit, like you listened back to the whole thing when you're finished and you just want to edit some, like it didn't quite do the job you wanted it to do, like you actually got rid of a phrase that was supposed to stay in there, but you deleted it. How do you ever find out about that?
If I want to edit something after the fact,
yeah,
it's just like any other software.
Okay.
So we'll just delete that.
Cut and paste.
Like select and delete.
Okay.
Everybody should have chat. If you don't, if you look down at the bottom, Devorah put a link to a video that she made of Punch and Roll in Audacity, because this is right
great.
now he's using
just copied it.
Reaper. So this is, here you go. Thank you very much for that. Cool. Yeah, Audacity caught up and put that in. Apparently people wanted it. Does anyone here actually use Punch and Roll in Audacity?
I tried it and actually got frustrated with it and went back to the old way of your basic way of doing it, as you described.
I'm sorry, who's talking, please?
Linda.
Oh, Linda, you tried it. Okay. I thought several people used it.
I use it most of the time. Sometimes I do it sort of the old-fashioned way, but that's usually just for the trickiest of the tricky phrases, the ones that I have to do, 5-10 times. And that's because for those, sometimes, maybe I don't want to use the last one. Maybe I want to use the second or third one. Maybe it's better than I thought it was at the time. So I'll, or I'll take the first part of one take and the second part of the next take. But for most of my recordings, I use Punch and Roll exclusively.
Sure. You use what?
Punch and Roll.
Punch and Roll exclusively. But do you use Audacity or do you use? Okay. Would anybody be willing to show
Audacity.
how it works in Audacity?
I can, yeah. I mean, it's pretty much the same as in that video. So, but if people would prefer me to share it here rather than going to the video, that's, afterwards.
Yes, I would. I'd like to see it.
Okay. Yeah, I can go ahead and show it now.
Is that in a new version of Audacity or is it a add-on?
Since 2.3. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's see the version. Yeah, the version I have is 2.3. I don't know which version was the first one to include Punch and Roll.
Lower hand. Dave, do you have your hand up?
Oh, that was me just asking if it was in which version of Audacity or whatever.
There's a little thing that comes up says lower hand.
Yeah. I'm gonna find the lower hand.
That's cool.
Oh, there it is there. Okay.
I see it now. Okay.
Reach to the screen and lower your hand for you.
Is that you? Who needs to be excused? Okay. I would like to see it if you don't mind.
Okay,
You said you're going to show the video, or you just want to do a little quick demo?
I can just go ahead and do a demo.
Yeah,
that would be
good.
fine.
That would help. Yeah.
Let's see. Let me actually give me 1 second to get something set up.
Carmen.
And then I'll start sharing.
This is nice.
Well, may I ask a question in the interim?
Sure.
Yes.
Now, this involves a confession too, but I record, I don't know if it's the old-fashioned way or not, but it's just what I am comfortable with, because often there are foreign expressions and place names and whatnot that I just guess, and I'll give a pronunciation 2 or 3, 4 different ways for French place names and that kind of thing, and then I've got it on tape. Then at the same time, it's going to sound right when I edit, when I find out what the real pronunciation is, and does one, when using Punch and Roll, does one listen again to what one has created? Because here's my confession. I record and then I edit, and while I'm editing, I consider that to be my my own personal PL.
Yeah,
you can.
Absolutely.
I'm pretty good at it. I know there are some people who listen a third time.
Yeah.
There's
Or I guess it would be a second time.
There's nothing stopping you from recording the whole thing with punch and roll and then going back through and doing your own proof listen. And, you know, if you hear anything you need to correct, you can correct it in the moment, just like you would normally. There's nothing preventing you from doing that. I don't do that because I got lazy. And
yeah, that's what would happen to me.
And because I figure that if something's really wrong in there, that's why we have proof listeners, and I trust them to do their job. So,
Lawrence, hello, Lawrence.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm just welcoming to Nupi and Rich.
That's fine.
These are people I don't know. I've seen. Okay, now go ahead. We're talking about how many times you go back. I'm going to talk about my method later on. It's not very exotic. Okay, Deborah, you're.
By the way,
So,
you know the
Yes,
link
Rich?
that you guys have in the Facebook page is not working, and there's a bunch of people. Okay, you know. Okay.
Well, I suppose I should go back and I'll just apologize for that. Yeah, that's right.
The one in his signature.
Apologize
Does the one in his signature work?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
So, are we ready?
We
Or-
are ready. We are talking
we're
about
ready.
editing, and we have a little demonstration of punch and roll using Audacity.
So I use Audacity, and yeah, it's pretty much the same concept as what Mark just showed, but you know, just different software. So if you're already used to using Audacity, then this might be a little bit easier to follow, maybe, I don't know. Here we go. Oh, and I decided to share, you should be able to see my whole screen so you can see the text behind it here.
I can see it.
This is what my screen, yeah, that's what my screen looks like as I record. So that way I can just scroll this
That's what
without,
I did.
Okay, so I'm going to record. Chapter 1 of Malcolm by George MacDonald. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Wait a minute, that's not the right disclaimer. Okay, so I actually didn't make that mistake on purpose. That was a true mistake. So I set my, yeah, there we go. Okay, I set my cursor right there, and it's right after.
How did you
the good
set your
part,
cursor
right before
there?
the bad part.
Just
What's
click
that?
on it, right?
I just
How
clicked on
did
it.
you set your cursor there?
I just clicked on it.
Oh, okay. You
You
clicked.
just
How did you
click
stop?
wherever you want it.
Did you click stop? Did you click stop?
Oh, yes, I did. I'm sorry. I didn't tell you that part. I'm so sorry.
I need every
did that
little
part
detail.
automatically. I use a keystroke to stop.
Oh.
Like
I'm
the keyboard,
sorry. I
right?
should
You
have
can use
mentioned
your
that.
you can use your space bar to stop.
Space
can't
bar
you?
Yeah,
works,
I
yeah.
do it so habitually, I didn't even think to tell you I was doing it. Yeah, so after I realized I made the mistake, I hit my keystroke to stop recording. And then I go back and I set my cursor after my good part of recording and before my bad part. So then it's another keystroke to start the punch and roll. I think the default is Shift D. I changed that just because it's easier for me to reach. I use Shift A, but it doesn't really matter. You can set it to whatever you want.
Okay.
That's a different skill, I guess, which we could talk about later maybe. But anyway, I'm going to hit my keystroke to start, and punch and rolls, it's going to start actually 5 seconds beforehand, but I don't have 5 seconds of recording here. And then it's going to start recording at this spot. Chapter 1 of Malcolm by George MacDonald. What is the disclaimer? You guys, I forgot. I'm nervous. People are watching me.
It's a LibriVox
This is a
recording.
LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more
Okay,
information
I got
or
it,
to
I got it,
volunteer, please.
Thank you.
I
got
never
it.
know. I
right.
literally have to write it down each time.
Here we go. Chapter 1 of Malcolm by George MacDonald. This is a LibriVox recording. LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, all right, I'm going to stop it.
I didn't see it.
And
Okay.
if I go back and play it, could you hear my sound, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah, we
Yes.
can hear your sound.
Okay, all right, so if I go back and play it,
Oh, now I can't.
Oh, now we
Chapter
don't.
1 of Malcolm by George.
Oh, that's weird.
This is a
Looks like the
LibriVox
video and
recording.
audio are out
Also,
of sync.
guess what? I also said the wrong book name because Malcolm is solo and this is not Malcolm. That's fine.
And I've noticed in
Chapter 1,
Audacity that the audio doesn't match up with the picture.
Huh.
That might just
Well,
be because of Zoom.
I think that's a
Yeah.
Zoom problem.
I think that's
I
Zoom and the internet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I
just got a
did
little
when
lag, that's all.
when I shared my screen, I did say share computer sound, so it should be. I don't know why it's not.
Yeah, it should be better anyway.
But it is
So-
harder to do tutorials, like for
Yeah.
newbies and things, if you can't match your instructions with what they're seeing. It's a
Yeah.
bit of a problem.
So you guys
Well-
aren't hearing this when I play it.
We
I
are,
heard it,
but there's a delay.
delayed.
You
Yeah,
guys
it's
got to
delayed.
remember,
Okay.
we're also recording this over the internet, so there's a lot of bandwidth going on.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Okay. But yeah, it's just when you play it, you hear it as one continuous track. You don't hear the edit.
Right.
Chapter 1 of Malcolm by George MacDonald.
And
This is
so
a
it just-
LibriVox
It
recording.
sounds very smooth.
To the delay. Yeah.
Nice.
Now it rolls
So-
back a full 5 seconds regardless.
You can set that to whatever you want. 5 seconds is the default, and I haven't changed it. But if you
Alright.
only want 3 seconds or 2 seconds or 1.5, you can set that to whatever you want.
That's good.
That's sort of equivalent, Phil, to the C key, right?
Yep.
Say that
C
again. please.
play, it goes back however many seconds you set and then goes forward to whatever you cut out.
Sort of.
Wow.
Okay,
for
I have an
those-
idiot question for complete idiots. Do I have to turn something on to use this punch and roll, or
Nope. It's
It's
if
just-
you have it's
Go up to
built into the
transport.
newer versions of Audacity. Like I said, I don't know which
Yeah.
version was the first one to include it, but it is now built in.
I have the
Um,
newest, so it should be okay.
Yeah, and if you let's see, if you don't know what
Go to
keystrokes,
transport.
yeah, yeah, it is in transport actually. I forgot about that.
Transport.
It's in recording. Yeah, punch and roll record. So it'll show you right there what your keystroke is, and you can change that in preferences.
Okay.
That's right. You can change all your stuff in preferences. Okay, now what we're
Keyboard
talking about
shortcuts
for the new people who joined us, we're talking about editing. Oops. Oh, we're
Oh,
back to everybody.
Yeah.
Who we
I didn't
welcome
figure
here?
you needed to see my screen
HV McKay. Hi. And Lawrence. Okay. We're talking about editing.
Another little person.
Hello. Oh, she's right there. Okay. Are you a recorder? HV, and no, you're not. You should be.
No, we just have been listening for about 2 years, and Phil, she's your biggest fan.
Oh, really?
She just loves your audio, so we heard that you were jumping on it. Yeah.
Well, this is so cool. This is me.
We're
That's
not.
me
We
right
haven't
there.
recorded.
I am the Wizard
Yeah.
of Oz. In fact, I'm going to show. I'm recording a fabulous book. Devorah knows about this one. It's called I forgot what the name of it is, but it's okay. Okay, so we've been talking about punch and roll, and the concern, of course, not me. The concern is that it apparently is very efficient. You go through recording one time, and when you're through with that track, you're through. I have
Pretty
to,
much.
I have to, like I just said, I have to listen to my track. Let me pull up it. Anyway, and of course, my method that I learned the hard way is I only, how can I put this? When I edit, it has to be perfect before I move on. In other words, when I'm listening and I come to a Greek word that I don't know how to pronounce, I have to stop right there if I'm editing and go back and learn and be sure that it's okay. Because once I pass that spot in my track, it's it.
You're never going to go back?
I'm never going to go. Well, unless I made a mistake that the PL picked up, but that's it. And once I get through with the track, Oh, of course, by the way, I do have to do noise reduction and all that stuff. That's it. I export it as an MP3, which is another thing we could talk about, which is different people do different things. I always save mine in Audacity, AUP files. That's all I do. I save in all AUP, and then once they're finished, then I make an MP3. And that's it. Some people save them in lossless. Some people save them in many different formats. Any more comments on punch and roll?
Yes, I have one.
Yes.
I have one. The idea of punch and roll, which I just grokked this afternoon, it seems very good. Which seems very good for smoothness and speed. But there is another person on this array of wonderful young faces here. Why, it's Michelle Fry.
Hello, Bill. You behave now.
That it is as smooth as possible. If she records a mistake, which she recognizes, she just says it immediately the correct way. And then, so she's going on all the time. The background noise stays the same. And then later she'll come back and do a final scrub and remove the duplicate items.
Okay, the reason I do that is because I get on a roll. I get into the piece, I get into the author, I get into what they're saying, and I do not want to stop. I want to give it the full impact. If I have to repeat it 3 or 4 times, that's fine. If it's a French phrase, I'll just say French phrase, look it up later. I want to just go from the beginning to the end without losing my, like momentum, right? I want to keep the momentum and the emotionality, and I do a lot of emotional characters, and I like to keep all that going, like uplifted. If I had to stop, I mean, my personality probably I couldn't do it. I get so frustrated if I had to stop, repair. So I don't do it that way, but I'm thinking that's really great. And Mark, nobody can complain about the way you sound. It sounds beautiful.
No, certainly not.
Everything that you say sounds just very professional and stuff. But I could never, I mean, my nerves would go racked if I had to stop. And the same thing with clicking and popping and clapping. I don't do any of that. I just keep on going. You can find your errors later. It's so easy.
You can.
Yeah, I do it like Michelle does it as well. And the reason is because when I flow one sentence to the next, if I start again, it doesn't flow. So what I end up doing is if I make a mistake, I start that sentence again, but then I connect the beginning of my new one, or the end of my new one, to the beginning of my old one, so that the flow, so I don't lose the flow between the sentences, because otherwise
I agree.
There's a breath and it doesn't sound like it flows. So
I think
that's another reason.
I think part of that, like the whole punch and roll thing is, I mean, it is playing the part that you are keeping so that you can just kind of segue and flow right into the rest. I mean, I think the big benefit of punch and roll, I don't do it myself. I haven't done it. I tried it, but it didn't quite work for me. But, one of the big benefits is, if you're repeating the sentence a few times, that's a lot of listening to cut it out. That's a lot of time. So the punch and roll is basically saving you that time. It's like, okay, I don't have to listen to that whole phrase. Oh, that's the one I messed up in. Back it up, cut it out. Now listen again. That part is already done for you, and you don't have to listen to it again and again and again. The bad parts.
And when you're watching a tutorial like this and somebody's going slow enough to explain to you what they're doing, it seems like it's very slow to have to stop and set your cursor and start it. It's really very smooth. You make the mistake, you stop it, you set your cursor, you go. And
I'm definitely going to try it. It probably will save me massive amounts of time. So I'm going to give it a go and see what happens.
And then I don't know who made the comment about, that's what our PLers are for, is to find our errors. I totally disagree with that. I think your PLer is there to give a final pass. Once you're sure you've PL'd your own work and got it right. I mean, PLers can go like 50 different mistakes. It's just after a while you just say, I just don't care anymore, just let you do.
That was me, Michelle, and maybe I should clarify. when I say that, I don't mean that I'm gonna give you a crap piece of work and expect you to fix it for me. I give you what I think is error-free, but I'm not going to obsess and, you know, double my time. And, you know, I'm pretty sure it's error-free. And if it's not, you know.
I
I've PL'd your work, Devora. It's usually error-free.
And this is Carmen. I'm the one that does obsess and go over it and over it and over it.
I used to.
And I've been working so much during all this crazy last few months that I'm wanting to get back into it and do it again. So this, is it punch and roll? I've never even heard of it before, so I'm
Me
really not
neither.
sure exactly. Is the point that it, like if you click on and stop and then start again, it makes that part smoother? I'm not really sure what.
It
I'm not
plays
sure
over it plays over the part you don't want, so you don't have to edit it afterwards.
It deletes your mistakes as you go instead of deleting them after the fact. So when you're done recording, your mistakes are already gone.
Exactly. I'm gonna stop for a second here. I would like to start with Phyllis, if you don't mind telling me. No, let's start with Kevin and tell us, where are you, Kevin? If you're here with us. Nope, he's not.
I am.
Tell us where.
I'm in the little town of Delafield in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Is
Okay.
there an exit off one of the highways that has Delafield as the exit?
Well, there are two exits. We have the Smiley Barn when you go on 94. It's a building. It's a building with it's a barn with a big smile on
Can
it.
you hold on to my laptop, please?
I probably would see that every time we drive back to Minneapolis. So
I know that's why I'm.
Yeah, it could be. But
Okay.
no, people need not give their city. I don't mind, but people may, if we're gonna do a roll call kind of thing.
I'm gonna go do something.
Yeah, I'm gonna do
I'm
a
in
roll call here.
Wisconsin. I'm in
Wisconsin,
Now put that back
and
there.
Scarborough has your microphone off, so we're not going to ask them. Phyllis.
I am from Rochester, New York. So
Oh my.
way upstate New York.
Wonderful. Okay.
Wow. You had some excitement.
Oh
yeah, we sure have.
And I wanted to ask HV. I don't know what Mikey MKY.
McKay, but
Nickday. And if you don't have to tell me the name of the young lady sitting there with you, because you don't need to. But if she's a fan of Uncle Phil, I need to know her name again.
Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil. I used to do a radio program with Uncle Phil Explains It All. It was hilarious. Well, thank you for coming. And where y'all located? You said I missed it.
London, Canada.
Oh,
Canada?
right on. Yay!
Hey. Well, welcome. And ask any questions you have. Okay. Rich, Grease.
Risa, yep, I'm from Nutley, New Jersey, and I'm just a reader, but I've been listening for a couple of years, and if like LibriVox is one of the best free websites on the internet as far as I'm concerned.
Amen.
What do you mean, just a reader?
Well, I'm sorry, just a listener. Did I say reader? You said
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a moron. I'm a listener. I just gave you my past cue of listening.
Well,
but yeah,
so,
you guys have
okay.
saved my life, sanity-wise. Listening to the stories that you guys read is just fantastic.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, wonderful.
I'm like I say, and so the northeast of the United States is pretty, and Canada, of course, pretty well represented here. I have Lawrence here. Lawrence?
Yes.
And where are you located, Lawrence?
I'm
Physically?
from Mount Vernon, Ohio. It's an hour north of Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
cool.
Okay. Mary, I'm just moving. I just thought I'd do this. Mary's mini pad.
Yeah.
And where
Oh,
are
there's
you
Mary.
located physically, Mary?
I'm in Arkansas, actually Little Rock, Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Cool.
you are the username Mary in Arkansas.
That's it.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, that is the Mary. Okay, TJ, and if you don't have to share if you don't want to.
Your mic is off.
Oh, your mic
okay.
is.
Yeah, I'm from South Bend, Indiana.
Oh, how
And also-
wonderful.
not too far from some of you all folks.
I taught
Yeah.
at Culver for a number of years.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, welcome.
Hey.
Carmen, why do you have PBS after your name?
Oh, sorry, that's probably my work.
You work for
thing.
PBS?
Well, years ago I worked for the PBS, and now that's the part of the team at work I work on.
That's funny.
So, but I could take that off. I didn't even realize it was on there.
No, I was just, I
no, leave it
assumed it
up.
was public broadcasting system.
How about a smiley face instead?
No, it's fine. Christine.
I really like it when everybody's got their real name and then their username.
I'm in
helps.
Pittsburgh, Alberta, Canada.
Wow.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
someone's from Alberta. Oh, at least
Christine?
they're on the other coast.
Yeah, Christine, I'm sorry. Did you say all I heard was Alberta, Canada? Where?
Warburg. It's a village in Alberta.
Okay. Now on
And
my
actually,
screen.
Phil, I was going to
Yes.
tell you, I didn't get a chance to tell you where I was from.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. We just zipped on by. I assumed it was Iowa, but it's not.
No, I'm in Morgantown, West Virginia.
Oh,
It's-
wow.
It's about an hour and 15 minutes due south of Pittsburgh.
Well, we're happy you're with us. And Christine, we've already talked to Christine. Christine, you need more light on your face. I can't see your lovely face. But that's
How do you add light?
I don't know. Turn on a light bulb.
You turn on a light.
I've got a light on. That's the weird part.
That's better. When you lean back, it's
Seems
better.
like it's behind you.
Okay.
But it's all right. They can
Lauren,
see you.
Larry, Mr. Larry Wilson. Golly. How long have you been with us, Larry?
Hi, Larry.
6 years, I guess.
Oh, gee,
How
and
long?
6 years, maybe?
Wow.
5 or 6 years.
It seems longer than that. But
Yeah, well, I'm still waiting for PL on a project that I started 6 years ago. PRs,
Okay.
So I don't even want to go back and listen to that again.
Popping peas probably and things like that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm currently in a little town called Pittsfield, New Hampshire, southern New Hampshire.
Another Northeastern. Okay. Well, welcome. Dave.
And hi, Phyllis. I'm your PL.
Hi, Larry. I'm so excited to see you.
Okay. Dave Lawrence, you're in Canada?
Yeah, I'm the extreme south of Georgian Bay.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Oh.
In the nice little town of Wasaga Beach.
Yes, I know that one.
Well, we're glad we're very grateful for your help.
And we got a frost warning tonight.
Oh.
A sauce warning?
Tricia, I got a question for you.
Yes.
My wife is convinced you have an apple orchard out back.
Because of Facebook?
Yep.
There's apple orchards all over our area. I can think of 3 off the, within 5 miles. So
I told her you probably got the apples from somewhere.
yeah, I don't have an apple tree.
Oh,
I have 2.
I'm sorry. Deborah, we don't know where you are. I know you shared the last 2 meetings, but once again, just where are you broadcasting from?
I am in Texas, the greater Austin area.
Okay. I wouldn't have guessed that, but all right.
Yeah. The funny thing is I've lived in Texas my whole life and I don't have a shred of a Texan accent. In fact, usually when I meet people, they'll ask me like, are you from like Minnesota?
Canada?
No idea where my accent came from.
Well, we're glad you're here. And Claudia.
I'm from Germany, northern Germany.
Oh,
wow.
What time is it there right now?
Nearly 3 a.m.
Oh, wow.
That's dedication. Thank you for being here.
Well, we're glad to have you.
I was born in Nuremberg.
Oh, okay.
So I like making statements.
I may not. I'm realizing this. I'm interested in all this, but this may be distracting from other stuff. But it's fun.
Oh, I'm interested too. It's interesting.
Mr. Mark.
That was fortgehen.
I live in
Who was
Oak
born
Grove,
in Nuremberg?
California, which is just south of
Kevin.
Sacramento. I've lived here 2 years, and I joined LibriVox in 2007.
Now, didn't you move from San Jose or something?
I did. I moved from San Jose 2 years ago, which is why I'm looking at perhaps a screen name change.
Yeah.
Because I'm not S.J. Markey anymore. I must be Sack Markey or Elk Markey or something like that.
Okay. Well,
So,
it ain't
so
easy
can
to
I,
change it.
Can I ask everybody to do a favor? It would really help me. In the upper right portion of your screen, you got 3 little dots. And if you click on the 3 little dots,
Yes.
it says to rename yourself. And if you could put your username after your real name, it would really help me a lot to get to know y'all better.
I can't do that because of the type of account I have. See, some of us use our accounts for work.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jen,
okay.
you see Jen Leah.
Okay, we know where you are. Michelle, the ever invested Michelle is in Baton Rouge,
I'm only
Louisiana.
like, what, 6 miles from you? If
Yeah,
that
we're
will.
about 6 miles away.
And Phil got me into LibriVox.
I'm the
7
one that
years ago.
introduced her to LibriVox. That's right.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And how many other people have you gotten into LibriVox? That's a
Nobody.
good question.
I've
Annette,
asked,
huh?
I've asked at least, I don't know, maybe 12 people that I thought, might like it, and not a one.
I've only gotten one person into LibriVox.
I've gotten 2.
That's this person right over here, William
Which
Jones.
Okay. Well,
I've known him since college.
Now we know that Tricia is in Canada,
Yeah, I'm just east of Toronto.
east of Toronto.
So
Okay.
just across the lake from Phyllis.
Oakville?
Hey,
Are you
say
in Oakville?
Toronto, right? Toronto.
Another hotbed.
In the story girl, I'm saying
GTA.
Toronto too. I hope I say it right. Toronto.
And okay, I'm sorry. And Phil is in Baton Rouge, and Linda,
Vancouver on the other coast.
What would we do without Canada?
Oh, cool.
Oh, cool. Okay, folks, I appreciate you doing that, and I kind of, I don't know why I'm feeling guilty about doing this because everybody's interested. I want to talk about the Facebook thing. I found somebody suggested I go on Facebook and paste it, and several, at least 3 people went there, and I forgot to go back and change the link. Okay, so people are reading the LibriVox Facebook, right? I mean,
yeah,
they must be. I didn't get any responses to that, by the way, but so I will.
I've never been on LibriVox Facebook.
I will. It's called LibriVox Listeners and
Readers and listeners, or
readers and listeners, or listeners and readers. So it is apparently semi-viable.
Pretty active.
We go on it a lot, and we get great recommendations, book recommendations.
You take recommendations, okay?
Yeah, and so we really like it. It put information. That's really the only place we go to, other than Ambleside Online. They recommend you guys, or like the LibriVox, a lot of their curriculum.
Really?
Is there a series of books on LibriVox that y'all that are recommended by I mean the classics. I'm talking to HV.
Ambleside Online, yeah.
Yeah,
we do it, and they have, like, I would say pretty much almost all of their curriculum is based on a lot of your LibriVox books.
That's homeschooling stuff, right?
That's nice to hear.
Oh, homeschooling, yes. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, obviously, I'll have fabulous taste and stuff. I'm going to talk about editing a bit. We have, it's 7:55.
Yep.
Maybe instead of talking about editing, how I edit, and we could simply kind of talk for a minute about why we like LibriVox. I've shared I like LibriVox because I get to read, I get to perform, which I can't do outside anymore, but I can do it inside. And I have my little animals that I'm reading to now, Mark. I think I have my little animals, and I picture, now I'm going to picture your face down there. The young lady, yes, I'm going to picture your face. I'm reading to you. I'm reading Queen Zixi of Ix, which Devorah knows. And it is a fun book. It is one of the few. It's by Frank L. Baum, L. Frank Baum, and it is one of the few books where the evil people aren't really evil. In other words, they turn out to be not that bad at all, and the good people have flaws. In other words, it's really an amazing book. Even the evil witch turns out to be really nice. I've never had any book like that where the antagonists are nice. Oh, look at the puppy dogs up here.
I just want to introduce you to my babies, Jen.
Oh, they're sweet.
Maxie.
Oh my gosh.
Pepper. They're papillons. And they sleep at my feet all day long while I record.
Look at this, another puppy dog.
A papillon.
Oh, cute.
I should have known.
No animals here.
No, we have cats.
I got
Well,
one.
last week we had a bird and
Yeah,
What else?
where's
your bird?
Where's the bird?
William?
My bird is sleeping like a rock.
Okay. Well, okay, listen. I have 757.
My dinner just arrived.
I want to thank Mark for sharing this punch and roll. I'm going to try it. You know, I got some time. I've got some time. I've got audacity.
Hey, Mark, I've got a little question for Mark.
Yo.
Did it take you a while to get used to punch and roll, or were you
Yes,
able to get in?
Yes, it does take some practice.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So,
Like anything.
so if you want to try it, don't give up right away. It does take a little practice. No question.
It's a skill. It's a skill. But that brings up many other things that we do. I mentioned one was, how do you read? I read off my screen. Y'all can't see me point. I read off my screen into a microphone. Mark reads off an iPad. How do we save them? I save mine in individual folders. And like I said, I only save the AUP files, which you don't know what that is. That's an Audacity file because that's what I got.
Until you upload them, of course.
Until I edit them. Once they're completely edited, then I save them as an MP3. That's it. And I upload them and I get rid of my AUP files. But I bet you everybody on this screen does different things.
Probably.
Oh, look, here comes the baby again. Oh, dear. And what is the baby's name?
I was wondering how many people are using Audacity versus the, is it Reaper, I think, that you were showing folks earlier?
Yes, that was Reaper.
I'm just wondering who uses Audacity versus Reaper or something else.
Okay, if you use Reaper, raise your hand. 1, 2. Okay, if you use Audacity, raise your hand. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, 10. It looks like 10. If you use something else, raise your hand. We have Lawrence. Only Lawrence is using a different software. What is it?
I use Pro Tools, and when Pro Tools gets buggy, excuse me, I switch to Adobe Audition.
Okay.
And actually, I prefer Adobe Audition, but Pro Tools I've been using for years, so it's just kind of second nature.
Yeah. Just have it.
Yeah.
Maybe next time when we meet, could we talk about the acoustics of our rooms and what we do? Because look at Deborah, she's got that gray thing going on back there. And other people have other things going on. And I would really like to know more. And Algie coached me once on things I could do with this room to make my voice sound more like professional. But I'd like to have a lot of input on that if y'all would like to share that.
An advert popped up on Facebook. Amazon sells a whole pack of acoustic foam in square chunks or whatever.
Yeah, it does. Now I use hanging weighted curtains. You can't see them, but they're on a wire, and I just roll them around when I want to record. That's my booth. I roll them in over here, and it does that. Only because I'm cheap. But
yes,
we have a lot of topics we can talk to.
Amazon does sell acoustic foam, and they have a brand called Foamily, Foamily, It's pretty inexpensive, and they both have the eggshell types and also the ridge things for like corners. And it's not nearly as expensive as things like Oralex.
Don't mind me.
And you can get them in small
Spell that
lots.
again.
Huh?
Spell it again.
Foamily, Foamily.
Oh, like foam. Foam.
Yeah, like foam. And you can get it as little as one sheet. You don't have to buy a big crate like with Oralex.
Mark, you could write it in the chat so we all know how to spell it.
Oh, we'll do.
I just did it. I think it's Foamily. I just wrote it in the chat.
Like
What is
family,
chat?
no.
What is chat? Oh, I see chat. What does that mean? Chat.
Click chat.
Watch.
Click chat.
Click
and then you can
chat.
see what people
We have
written.
16 comments.
Okay, but now
Try to catch up.
when you save this and we try to go back and look at it later, we don't get to see.
I
Phil
forgot.
can see
Really?
it. Phil could save it. It's saved on a file in Phil's computer. The chat as well.
Well, it's actually being saved in the cloud right now.
Oh, into the cloud.
Let me see.
Okay.
Can I save it to my computer?
You
I can save it
have
to
a-
my computer, maybe.
You probably can, and then
I can.
you can also save just the audio so that it doesn't get.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, you can download the file. Wow.
I have a question
Zoom
here.
group chat.
Can I be 8 years old and be a reader? Now,
Oh, yay.
We all answered
course.
that, I think.
I said if she has her parents' permission because I think that was
And-
covered somewhere.
And
that the
TJ said, yeah.
Because TJ, your kids record.
My
You wanna talk about that?
my Jasmine started when she was 10, but I know that Beth's kids were younger, and I know other kids were other younger kids, but they use their parents' account or the parents' post.
And hopefully
So-
they select age appropriate material.
Well, I select for Jasmine, so she doesn't get to select.
I mean, it's really hard for a 10-year-old to read Tom Sawyer.
Oh gosh, yes.
That has
I would like to hear you say something like, "This is a LibriVox recording." Let me hear you say that.
LibriVox recording.
Yeah,
Say it
nice
again.
voice.
Good job.
Yeah.
She practices it.
Great.
What? I hear it all the time.
Yeah. After
She's
every
good.
chapter.
So the answer is yes. Okay.
We need you in one of our dramatic readings.
Yeah, sign her up. Sign her up.
Yeah.
I've got a project with a lot of kids coming up.
Phil, could I ask you a question?
Who, me? Yes. Me?
Is anybody or anyone could answer this, but is Ruth Golding still active on LibriVox?
We as admins, we haven't seen her
She's
log
sick.
in or anything for a
I
while.
think she's been very ill.
Okay.
That's all I know.
I just
I
love
thought
her
her
voice.
husband was ill. I didn't know
Oh
she was
man.
ill.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm looking at the chat on my right hand side. It says group chat. By the way, this you can type in information, links. You can put things to share with each other. You need your parents' permission. That's obvious here. And yes, you can record. To go back to the other question, it's just age appropriate and dramatic readings would be great. Or
kids books,
Or the
books that
kids'
you'd
books.
be interested in.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. It says save chat.
Yeah, you
The
can
little-
save it.
The little dots to the right, if you click them, it says save chat. So I'm going to try to do that.
Like some of your books, Phil.
Is there a list of OT? Is there a list of like, I think that we just don't understand how you choose your books. That was a question we were thinking about today. Like, how are you getting to know what is to be read?
How do we choose, like all of us in general? How do we choose what we're going to read?
I guess. I mean, is there like a list on the form that says these are the ones we'd like to do, or is it something like if we find a book that we want to do, and then we just? I guess we.
I'm going to let Tricia answer that.
Okay. Okay, group projects. A book coordinator will start it, and readers can come and say, I want to read chapter 3, I want to read chapter 5. There's different sections of the forums for group projects. If you wanted to do a book all by yourself, there is a book suggestions forum that will, you know, list a whole bunch of books about everything. You know, I mean, the whole wide range of books that can be done there. So you could look there, or you know what, if there's a book out there already that you really like and it's been recorded already, you can still record it. We call it choice of voice. So that's a possibility too. Does that answer the question enough?
I'd like to answer one more little bit to it, if I may.
Sure.
Can I add something to that? Once you start, like, once you find a book that you want to record and you look it up on Wikipedia, it says, well, you like this author. Oh, he's written 7 other books. Golly, and it's like a snowball effect. You find one book, it leads to 3 others, and then it leads to 5 others that you're very interested in. Or you listening to a short story collection and you're like, I like this author, and you go look him up and you find out that he's written novels, and some of them are like it's just so rich a tapestry of opportunity for us. There's never any lack of things to read. There's really never enough time to even begin to get to it all.
Are we answering your question? Yes. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, really interested in doing Raggedy Ann, and she just is worried that she has already done. It's already been done. So
Okay.
she's
Oh,
like,
that's not a problem.
Oh, you can do it again? Oh, absolutely.
Some things have been done 7 or 8 times.
If it's in the public domain. I think I wanted to do Raggedy Ann, and for some reason it was. Now I go.
It's like you do it.
I go to Gutenberg.
Oh, you have done one.
Yes.
You've done one, she said. She's
Have I
listening to
done
you.
one? Have I done? I haven't done. Have I done a Raggedy Ann?
There's Raggedy Ann Stories, which has been done 3 times, once as a group, twice as solo. Shannon and Phil Shenneberg.
Maybe.
I have done. Okay.
She knows. See, she's listening to it all.
I had a Raggedy Ann doll when I was a.
And there's 3 versions, she said. She can be your encyclopedia for us.
And you can do
Can I
another
add one thing to that answer as far as finding books to record?
Yeah.
If there is another book that maybe hasn't been done and you're not sure if you can do it because you're not sure if it's public domain, then that would be the time to post either in probably book suggestions or maybe the help forum, and an admin will show up and say, you know, and they'll help you figure it out, whether or not it's something that can be done.
Hey, Dave. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off, but
That's okay.
Dave held up his Raggedy Ann dolls.
I know it.
I love my Raggedy Ann. I had Raggedy Andy. I didn't have Raggedy Ann.
These are like 30 years old. My wife made them for our boys, and now they're on the bunk beds when the granddaughters come and stay.
Oh, that's sweet.
So let me recap briefly here that we choose books that are in the public domain. If you go to Gutenberg and look up Raggedy Ann or the Oz or anything like that, there are lots of books that you could choose. Okay, I'm remembering here, but for those of us that are in the know, we do this so much, we take for granted that everybody knows how we do this, but it's kind of a mystery. That would be a good topic. You know, what actually goes on behind that?
One, too, is a person, they don't have to do a book if they want to start off slow. They might want to do a short story.
Yes.
And put it in one of the sections.
Yeah, just a short story. So feel free to, by the way, PM me. Are you guys on the you are on LibriVox forum, right? Your members? Are you? I'm talking to HV.
HVMK.
You are on
No,
LibriVox.
we're not.
Oh, so you're
We're
not.
just on that. We read we do the app. We just have. I found out it's not
Okay.
even real.
It's not. It's,
The LibriVox app is not actually LibriVox, right?
oh, so
Yeah,
you
it kinda
can't.
messed us up
Just
there.
go join. It's free and it doesn't take any length of time.
Yeah, join. It's free, and
I didn't even know that.
and you can talk to all of us. You can send us messages, and if she's going to record, you'll have to do it anyway. So, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come to an end. I'm eagerly
One more thing, Phil, please.
Sure.
May I?
Yeah.
I would like for us the next time or sometime in the future when we gather together again, I'd like to take a little time and talk about poetry.
Poetry. Oh.
Poetry. Oh, I love the weekly poems. That's a good way to start, by the way.
Yeah, that's
What
a really
would you
good
like
way
to
start.
talk about, Dave? I mean, what about poetry?
Well, just in general, you know, about how one selects the poets and how the weekly and
Kevin,
the biweekly readings are selected, and you know, just how one performs them.
Okay.
Just
I
in
will-
general, you know,
I will-
because it seems like we're talking mostly about novels and that kind of thing, but I'd like for us to tackle poetry, perhaps.
Kevin, it's on my list here. Poetry. This is on my list of things to do. Recording booths, recording stuff. I have PL, which is what do we feel about proof listening? How can it be made better?
Good,
and
good.
then finally poetry. You know, right. You know, I don't do much poetry, so it's not high on my list, but I'll be happy to talk about it.
Well, you're all invited to the weekly and fortnightly poetry projects and short works.
Exactly. Well, David, don't you host those, or?
Yes, I do.
So
David
you
does great work.
would be the logical person to discuss what goes on behind the scenes. How do we
No.
pick a poet?
I'm a
Poem.
fraud. There's this site called Public Domain Poetry, and I just go through the list of hundreds of poems and find one I like. Then I check and see on the catalog whether it's been done or not, and if not, if it hasn't been done in about 10, 12 years, I'll put it up.
That
And
you
there's
like it is
and
that
there's
you like it
suggestions
is
too.
probably the best reason.
Pardon?
I say that you like the poem is probably the best reason.
Yes, very long things
Yes.
I don't put up even for fortnightly because I have to listen to them all.
Yes, you do. Well, look. Okay, again, I'm willing to add to my list if anyone wants to send me a message or however they do that suggest things that bewilder you or you'd like to somebody
We've got
to
the
talk
Zoom
about.
forum now, right?
Say
So
that
we
again.
can we've got a Zoom forum now, so we can, or a topic on a.
No, we do not have a Zoom forum now.
Oh,
All
we
I
have
have
a
a Zoom
thread.
topic. right?
I've just kept this little Zoom. Yeah, I don't want to make anything like that.
No, but it's
that's-
already there, so we could just keep
I guess it
keep
is.
up
All
with
right.
what's going
Oh,
on there.
and also
suggestions, I think.
how do
Where is it
I
anyway?
let y'all know somebody said, I forget who it was, why don't you start an email list? Maybe you, Michelle, or
Yeah,
and
PM list.
I'm thinking, good gravy, that's a lot of work.
Just put it in your signature like you just did. The date,
Yeah.
the time, and
That
the thing. That's all you need to do.
Yes,
The rest
and
is up to us.
the thread is already there anyway.
Yeah,
You
that's
know,
When
right.
you're saying
and
he's
just
putting
add
it
to
in a,
that.
when you say he's putting it in a signature, are you talking about on LibriVox or where's your
Yes,
signature?
on
yes, on
LibriVox.
On
LibriVox.
LibriVox.
Okay.
I'm going to
But I don't know
definitely.
how good that is if you want 6,000 people here on the screen.
This
It
was
might
great.
not
We
work.
had like what, 20 people?
Yes.
It was great.
Yes.
18, 19.
20.
I'm
5
very impressed.
times 4
Just
is
20
20.
below.
You had 20 people attend.
Yes.
We do it right
Claudia,
now.
did you
4
want to say
times
something?
5 equals 20. Yes.
Did you want to say something, Claudia?
No.
Well, how's things over there in Europe? You are only European right now.
Yes, because it's in the middle of the night.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to do this again. It's probably going to be 2 weeks, and it's going to be early in the morning for me. It's going to be earlier, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, if that's okay on Sunday.
2 weeks time.
Because that will probably make it more. I'm thinking 2 weeks is plenty enough.
Phil, if you
Who?
want my time, that's 6 in the morning for me.
Okay, well, you see, I don't know. Well,
Noon
top
sounds
bananas.
good.
10 o'clock is 8.
For the United States.
10 o'clock is 8. That's okay.
I'm gonna go. See
Okay.
y'all later.
Okay, look, folks,
Bye, Tricia.
I'm going to
Nice
close
to
it
meet
down
you.
to bye, Tricia. Thank
Nice
you
to
for
meet
coming.
you.
Trisha.
Ciao,
I want to
Bella.
thank all of y'all for coming, especially those people who whatever. I want to like everybody. And I'm going to set this up in about 2 weeks, and I'm going to try a weekend again, and it'll be probably at 10 o'clock. My central time, folks.
Simple time.
Y'all come on in.
Yeah.
Y'all have fun. Thank you, everybody. I appreciate y'all being here. I'm going to end this meeting.
Okay.
Go
bye-bye.
home.
Thank you very
Bye,
much,
everyone.
Phil.
Thanks,
Bye.
Phil. Bye.
Bye.
See
Good
you.
night.
See you all.
Thank you, Phil.
And I'll post the link somewhere.